to me, it's so obviously, and the more unrest comes in the world, when you sit there and you watch Hillary Clinton, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But let them keep saying all that stuff. It'll make it all the funner when Hillary gets into office. On something like Charlie Rose, and hear her talking in depth about the issues to such a degree, it's like, whoa, that's who I want for my president. She knows what she's talking about.
Hey, you scrolling through YouTube. Ever wondered what happens when a Hollywood big shot takes on the tweeter-in-chief? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, cause Quentin Tarantino just did exactly that. He called Trump's comments absolutely ridiculous. And oh boy, did that set off a storm. Wanna know how Trump reacted? Let's just say it wasn't pretty. Keep watching to see the full meltdown. It's better than any movie plot twist. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Okay, people, fasten your seatbelts because Quentin Tarantino just revealed some shocking facts about our favorite orange turd, and I can assure you that it's more juicy than a Royale with cheese. Thus, our man Quentin, who gave us fierce characters like Django and The Bride, made the decision to enter politics, and he came out with a bang. Trump's remarks, he said, were absolutely ridiculous. That's like receiving a 1-star review on Rotten Tomatoes, especially from the author of Pulp Fiction. You may be asking yourself, wait a minute, isn't Tarantino just a movie buff? What political knowledge does he possess? It appears that our favorite director is skilled at identifying a good performance, and he is not impressed by Trump's portrayal. The impression he got from watching The Apprentice was that this guy couldn't direct traffic, let alone a country. In his characteristically straightforward manner, Tarantino drew attention to the fact that Hillary Clinton discusses topics in depth on programs like Charlie Rose. People, he's impressed. Watching Hillary cut through difficult subjects with the dexterity of a samurai sword is like watching a political Kill Bill. Trump is tweeting about a lot of different topics at the same time. It was probably his hair. He seems to be trapped in his own version of Groundhog Day, but rather than getting better, he's only becoming more absurd.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, but let them keep saying all that stuff. It'll make it all the funner when Hillary gets into office. On something like Charlie Rose, and hear her talking in depth about the issues to such a degree, it's like, whoa, that's who I want for my president. She knows what she's talking about.
This is where it gets interesting though. With this zinger, Tarantino takes the mic. That's my ideal president. She is an expert in her field. Boom. It's similar to the scene in Inglourious Basterds where the Nazi leadership is overthrown, but this time, Trump's ego is being destroyed. Currently, Donnie Diapers has a bad reputation for handling criticism. I mean, if there isn't extra ketchup on his burger, he gets really upset. Therefore, you can bet your bottom dollar that he will not overlook this. His face is likely redder than an Oscars carpet as he paces Mar-a-Lago, poised to unleash a tweet storm that would make a hurricane seem like a breeze. People, it appears that our prediction came to pass more quickly than Trump's hair can vanish in a strong wind. It was impossible for the Orange in Chief to avoid having his own little outburst. However, how does a man who can hardly compose a coherent tweet intend to outspeak the master of witty banter? Trump chose to retaliate against Tarantino because he is Trump, because he does, of course. Did we really think he would handle criticism like a responsible adult? No, that isn't Donnie Diapers' style. Instead, while likely stress-eating a bucket of KFC, he threw a full-blown toddler tantrum. What spectacular resurgence did our steady genius devise? Get ready for this devastating insult. He referred to Tarantino as overrated. Whoa, Donnie, did you think about that zinger all night long? Tarantino is probably trembling at the moment. Additionally, Trump called Tarantino's comments ridiculous and claimed that no one takes them seriously. Yes, since we are all aware that Trump is the supreme authority on matters that people take seriously. The worst part is that Trump didn't stop there. He had to continue to dig that hole deeper. Oh no, he began equating himself with fictional characters. Has he even seen a Tarantino film, really? Donnie, I have a strong suspicion that Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs is not the ideal role model you wish to claim. Tarantino is most likely writing his next Oscar-winning script while relaxing and enjoying a delicious drink. You know, the way a true professional handles criticism. Our grumpy Trumpy though, like a squirrel on Red Bull, he continues to rant and rave.
It is my honor to announce Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone to be special ambassadors to a great but very troubled place, Hollywood, California. Wow, these three very talented people will be my eyes and ears, and I will get done what they suggest. It will again be like the United States of America itself, the golden age of Hollywood. For the purpose of bringing Hollywood, which has lost much business over the last few years, to foreign countries back, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
As is typical of Trump, he insulted half of Hollywood and threatened to make movies great again. Because it seems to be a thing now. Donald, what comes next? Will you erect a wall around Hollywood and demand that the actors foot the bill?
Rubio counterattack.
Have you seen his hands? They're like this. And you know what they say about men with small hands? You can't trust them.
Donald Trump wants you to know that he has zero issues with the size of his hands. And to show you he has zero issues with the size of his hands, he will talk about the size of his hands at length at an editorial board meeting.
The mockery led the Donald to bring out the big gun.
He referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
But there's still more. This showdown has sparked an incredible response on the internet. When someone brought up Trump's hands, social media erupted more quickly than his face. People are applauding Tarantino for having the courage to criticize the president while also making fun of Trump's responses. People, the memes are amazing. We're discussing something more spicy than the KFC that Trump most likely consumed while tweeting. There are a ton of tweets pointing out how ridiculous Trump's comparisons to fictional characters are. His only cinematic experience, after all, is a cameo in Home Alone 2 and that awkward drag hug he gave Rudy Giuliani. I don't think it's Oscar material.
This public broadcaster cut President Donald Trump's cameo in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Some Trump fans saw it as a fresh front in the left's alleged war on Christmas. Years before President Trump even declared his candidacy. The 7-second scene was part of an 8-minute time-saving cut to show the film on TV. A common practice.
I think they're terrified of these little things that will remind people of just how deranged his opponents.
It's also censorship.
People, it appears that Quentin Tarantino is not only a master of cinematic magic, but also possesses a strong political voice. The director of Kill Bill didn't just hit the mark when he took aim at Trump, he hit the mark. And what do you know? Like free popcorn at a movie premiere, people are consuming it. It turns out that people pay attention when celebrities like Tarantino speak up. They seem to have a loudspeaker for the general public. Research indicates that when well-known people support a cause, it can significantly impact the situation. When their favorite celebrities start discussing politics, young voters in particular pay close attention. Trump may want to reconsider his next attempt to pick a fight with a major Hollywood figure, because Tarantino has the audience on the edge of their seats in this blockbuster battle. While Trump's performance is receiving negative reviews, at least someone else will write Trump's lines if he stays with his cameos.